So this afternoon, I'm going to be speaking about understanding the Sustainable Development Goals and our responsibility from a responsible futures perspective. Now, UWI is the first university in the Caribbean to be invited to be part of the Responsible Futures Program, which is an IAU, which stands for International Association of Universities, and SOS, which stands for Students Organizing for Sustainability Program. And you may ask why UWI has been chosen for this. And it's because of our reputation as an SDG engaged university with expertise and a focus on Caribbean sustainable development, as well as UWI's leadership in the Global University Consortium on the UN Sustainable Development Goal, number 13, climate action. Now, Responsible Futures is a student-driven program, and the UWI Stat Ambassadorial Corps, having an established reputation for climate action and advocacy, along with the Guild of Students, was selected to lead UWI students towards the UWI's sustainability and SDG goals. The Corps will be responsible for audits and making sure that UWI is on track. And UWI Stat was actually, as I mentioned before, selected by PBC Sandria Maynard, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Global Affairs, to be the student group to do this. And we have the full support of the Vice Chancellor. So just quickly to look at the operational structure, as you see in the green to the right, Responsible Futures falls under the Office of Global Affairs, and we have an advisory board made up of experts in all fields to do with sustainable development and more. And in the gray area to the left, you'll see that the purpose of Responsible Futures is to embed and mainstream sustainability and resilience in curricular, non-curricular operations, infrastructure, transportation, procurement, in fact, in everything that we do. And in the center, in the blue, you'll see that it is student-driven. So the Regional and Ambassadorial Corps is in charge of Responsible Futures and is guided by the following teams. We have a Responsible Futures Stat Leadership Council made up of 7 members, a Leadership Assembly of 15 ambassadors, our guild presidents, and of course their councils, as well as all UWI Stat ambassadors and ambassadors designate. These 4 groups know about Responsible Futures and can guide and advise and involve the UWI student population. Responsible Futures' vision is to empower all UWI stakeholders to become catalysts for positive societal change. So all members of the UWI community, students, faculty and staff, management, administrators, alumni, alumni ambassadors, are all part of the Responsible Futures journey towards sustainability. And you can see all 5 campuses and the regional headquarters depicted here, showing total involvement. UWI is an SDG engaged university, as I've said, and I've also indicated the areas we're going to be really focusing on as a university and trying to support sustainability and the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. In doing so, I'd just like to highlight a few. Climate action, number 13, of course. Number 5, gender equality, being a woman, of course. And number 1, no poverty. I think we would all like to see that done away with in the world. And most of all, number 16, peace and justice, which is something that is badly needed at present. Okay, next slide. So our goals, the responsibility of the UWI as a tertiary institution is to teach students to learn and lead as the next generation of leaders in a climate change impacted world. The UWI aims to act as a change catalyst to advance sustainability in a total institution approach, as I've said before, and align all of its activities with 17 SDGs to positively impact one or more of the following. And those listed bullets are the 17 SDGs. So what we do in Responsible Futures is to aim to improve these in all that we do. Each individual can in their work at UE and in their lectures, and hopefully at home as well, can choose one or more to target in everything they do. So you start to think in the sustainable way, saying, what am I doing? Whether it be for work or pleasure, is this the best way to do it for the planet and the future? So at the student level, I wanted to give some examples as to how students can help to integrate responsible futures into their lives. So if we take residence halls, for example, we could say they could be impacted by number 7, which is affordable and clean energy. And how could they do this? By conserving energy, turning off lights, and implementing energy efficient practices. In lectures, how could students help? By responsible consumption and using digital notes and reducing paper usage. In law, they could look at gender equality and how this impacts law, and also in terms of how law can reduce inequalities. Number 10, in medicine, medical sciences overall, good health and well-being by using eco-friendly lab materials and disposing of medical waste via eco-friendly mechanisms. In language studies, number 16, peace by promoting cross-cultural understanding, which language enables so that people understand and there's less conflict, which leads to peace. In engineering, affordable and clean energy can be advocated for by renewable energy solutions. In social sciences, in governance and public policy, to reduce inequalities and promote justice in governance. In sports, you could promote recycling programs in all sports facilities. So all games would have no plastic bottles. Everybody would be encouraged to bring reusable bottles, for example. And in humanities, by exploring philosophical perspectives on environmental ethics, for example, to promote justice and strong institutions. At the campus level, we could look at operations, waste management, and procurement. These 3 affect that I have up here: operations, sustainable suppliers, and sustainable purchasing policies, impact number 7, which is energy, number 11, which is sustainable communities and cities, and number 12, which is waste management. And if we look at operations, we could think about things like making sure all our buildings are energy efficient, having water conservation programs, waste reduction strategies to reduce the university's environmental footprint, also ensure that all buildings have solar panels, and promote recycling programs. In terms of food, we could offer locally sourced food options to reduce the carbon footprint associated with food supplies, and in this way, we would also support our local farmers. Additionally, reducing food waste could be done through composting programs. And in terms of sustainable purchasing, policies which prioritize environmentally friendly and ethically sourced products could be the ones that we aim for. Of course, life is not without challenges, and neither is responsible futures. So 2 things that we need to improve on are budget and financing, which the Office of Global Affairs will be helping with, as well as we hope students being enthusiastic and finding all kinds of innovative ways to make things happen. And coordination issues, we do tend still to work in silos rather than working together. So we want to focus on better coordination and collaboration across the 5 campuses and communication, so we all know what we're doing, we can share best practices and work together towards the common goal of a responsible future. How are we going to demonstrate impact? We have started the Responsible Futures journey. We started last year putting in the groundwork, and this year we are going to be continuing our expansion. We did take part in a minimal way in the teach-in March, where we started to introduce lecturers to the idea that UE is part of Responsible Futures and to open their minds to seeing how they could integrate sustainability and the SDG focus into what they're teaching. We did have a great response, or the highest response from St. Augustine campus. So those of you from St. Augustine, yay! And as of September, we will also be letting incoming students know that we are a sustainable institution. So that is something to look forward to. As you'll see on screen, the annual audit will be done by students. So students will monitor our progress and keep everyone, executive and campus management included, apprised of what is going on and how we are making progress under each SDG on each campus. In terms of civic engagement, the directors of student services of all 5 campuses are very, very enthusiastic about creating a framework within which to focus on clubs and societies. And I have done a strategic plan, which has been accepted. And basically every club and society will fit under one of the 17 SDGs in terms of how you're helping society with your service and volunteerism projects. And they have also agreed to incorporate in their orientation exercise a video that will be done by UWI students, a short video, 2 or 3 minutes, followed by the pledge, sustainability pledge, which will be signed electronically. And we hope in this way, even though it is mostly symbolic, it will open incoming students' minds to the fact that their institution is a leader in sustainability and SDGs, that they'll be hearing more about it and maybe raise their awareness levels and increase their interaction and action in this field. And finally, a recognition program, which will be done via social media and in UE publications and hopefully eventually in mainstream media, and some awards. And this will, of course, help with awareness and visibility. And if you have any ideas to help with the recognition program, please do send them in. We're always open to new ideas. And finally, I would just like to summarize to say that the Sustainable Development Goals provide a comprehensive framework for addressing our regional challenges in climate change. And climate change impacts all of the other SDG goals. When we have no water, no food, it's too hot to even think or too cold to survive. It doesn't matter what other problems we have. So UE has a pivotal role in preparing students to become leaders in a climate change impacted world. And by supporting the Responsible Futures program, committing to a whole institution approach, the university can mainstream sustainability into all aspects of its teaching, learning, operations, and culture. This commitment will not only enhance the university's sustainability, but also equip students with the knowledge, skills, and values needed to create a more sustainable and responsible future for the Caribbean. So thank you for listening about UWI's Responsible Futures journey.